around. You don't have to be near me. Make your way around. Get off of that. That's a piece of art. It ain't.
Hey, how you doing?
Well, thanks for stopping by today, guys. Can anyone tell us what we're looking at today? Go ahead, bud. It's not the Twin Towers, but it's a piece of the Twin Towers. That's right. I guarantee you, if you ask anyone else in town, they can tell you exactly where they were on that moment, September 11th, okay, 2001. Myself, I was stationed at Dyess Air Force Base. I was a firefighter in the Air Force. All right, we had just started our morning truck checks. I was running a chainsaw when somebody came out and said, hey, a plane just struck one of the World Trade Center towers. So at that time, pretty much all work had stopped, and we continued to watch with the rest of America and the rest of the world the events that unfolded that day. It was the worst terrorist act to ever happen on U.S. soil, the worst attack ever. It was a real tragedy, but we're blessed and we're fortunate to be able to receive a piece of the tower so we can continue to look and reflect every day on the events that happened. And part of the cool thing is it's here so we can teach you guys, you know, the younger generations coming up, what happened. And remember that, you know, no matter what happens in your daily lives, no matter what happens in our country, we can pick up our stuff tomorrow and go right back to work, okay? And that's what this symbolizes. On September 12th, tomorrow, every American woke up and we continued our life and we went back to work. All right, we went back to work and we went back to maintaining the way of life that we've been accustomed to, you know, the pursuit of the American dream. So that's something to remember. No matter what happens, you wake up the next morning, it's a new day, and we're off and running.
Do you see this hunk of steel? Now, this was like a skeleton put together. It's heading for the sky. Take a look behind you. The top of that building, that's a two-story building right there. The trade towers were at least 110 stories high with that heavy steel in the air. If you take a look and look right through there into the sky, it's farther than almost what you can see, all right? So that's how big and how mammoth those two buildings were, all right? So 50 times higher than that building, 50 times higher than that right there. 50 times higher. That's a lot of steel. How many people here think that firefighters show up and they eat a lot of donuts, coffee, watch TV, play games, play cards, play on the videos all day long? How many people really think that? Firefighter Jeff, hold it. Firefighter Jeff, Firefighter Sean, what does your day look like when you report for duty? What do you guys, Firefighter Jeff?
We have a lot to do in-house,
okay,
as well as taking calls from the public. Many duties.
This is a great opportunity because only 8 communities in Michigan have a piece of the World Trade Centers. So we kind of prepped the battlefield, you might want to say. We shared with the students what happened on that day, to include the places that were hit by the terrorists, the World Trade Centers, the Pentagon field in Pennsylvania. And so they came over here pretty educated, but then all of a sudden, wham, there's a piece of it right there. So a piece of history. So we have a unique opportunity here to share with them about that day, and it's important that they remember because it changed the world. And social studies is also about history. History is still alive today. What happened in the past definitely affects us now and in our future.
It's pretty cool to hear some of the questions and to be able to educate these kids, because so many of them weren't even born, or if they were born, they were too young to remember. So much about history is passing it on and to helping them understand the importance of September 11th and, you know, to our country and, you know, to the American way of life. You know, I try to stress that the day that we start living in fear is the day that the terrorists have won. So September 11th was a huge tragedy in American history, and to the city of New York and to the families who were affected by it. But September 12th, the sun rose again and we continued on our way of life. And you know, that's important to let the kids know that no matter what's going on in your life and how bad it can be, you know, there's a new day tomorrow, and we get up and we continue pressing forward. So it's pretty neat to get to talk to the kids and just to hear their take on September 11th from what they've heard and what they've read in school from their parents, and it's a neat opportunity.